shares were just getting hammered this morning. Every day they're pounding it. Bitcoin. I'm not fucking leaving. Surprise.
All right, guys, it's episode 4. Oh, here he is. What happened?
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, I can see that.
We got a lot to cover today.
You're like a cartoon character.
This is how people are out of breath, right?
In cartoons, I think.
I showed up in the smallest hoodie. I went to the store and said, "Give me the smallest hoodie you got."
Yeah, you got to find some kind of weird, long and tall.
Wait,
What?
gotta lower myself here a little bit. Man,
Are you
sorry
okay?
about that. Yeah, I'm okay. We just have so much to cover today. It's a week full of so much news.
Right, so we got to get right into it.
You want to intro
Welcome
the show?
back to the
Trillionaire mindset.
Welcome back to the Trillionaire Mindset,
So
episode 4.
Yeah, we got.
I'm Emil.
I'm Ben. Stay tuned because we got a very special guest.
Very special guest.
His name starts with N and ends with OL.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very subtle. We just wanted to take a moment to thank you all,
Thanks,
viewers and
everyone,
listeners.
for the weird DMs, the nice comments.
Yeah, God, we appreciate
The
you
likes
so
and
much.
subscribes, the 5 stars. You guys are doing it all.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Follow, smash those.
Oh, I
smash
do want to
every
make a
button.
quick note real quick. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the top business podcast on Spotify right now. If you can see, we've fallen one place. We were number 1. Now Dare to Lead with Brene Brown is number
Who?
1. Yeah, I don't know who that is. But now we're number 2. And you know who's number 3? Can you guys see that?
Who?
It's the Stanford Graduate
Those
School of
dorks!
Business.
Oh, those nerds. They
So,
make me so mad.
I'm going to need the Spotify listeners to step up because these guys are nipping at
Catching
our
up
heels.
to us. Yeah, we don't like that, do
It's
we?
heating up.
Yeah,
I
didn't-
also I wasn't gonna tell you because I didn't want to freak
What?
you out, but those Stanford guys are pissed, man.
What happened?
So I was out this weekend,
Uh-huh.
and
Thanks for the invite.
I was alone,
Okay.
unfortunately, because I was out and I just hear behind me, I hear guys talking, and one of them goes, "Is that Gladys Berejiklian?" And I was like, I thought it was fans, you
That's
know.
rude.
So I was,
Yeah.
I turned around. It's 3 guys in in Stanford
jacket?
Letterman jackets. So they start pushing me. They push me outside. They're roughing me up. The one guy pushes me in the dirt. There's 3 of them. One of them has a hose. He turns the hose on. He's getting the mud. He's putting mud all over me. And he goes, "Good. That's where you belong. You're a mud person."
Wow. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry you
so-
experienced that.
Just be careful out there. These Stanford guys are crazy.
Yeah, they don't mess around.
Mm-mm.
They think just because they got these Letterman jackets that they're above you and me.
Right.
They think that just because
We're
I
still
went to
number
a
2 though. You guys are number 3. Don't forget it.
yeah, hey, just because I went to a state school doesn't mean much except for I
Right.
went to a worse school.
But please keep rating us 5 stars, leaving reviews, listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because if not, Stanford wins.
Yeah, and nobody wants them to win. Also, check the disclaimer in the description because we got to do that. Hey, also Gladys Berejiklian.
Oh, yeah. We should clarify. We don't know anything about her.
Yeah, but apparently she's a bad person.
Right.
And
We don't support her politics.
She's known as the koala killer.
Yeah.
She's very.
I'm also uncomfortable with this artwork. I don't know if it's racist or...
I don't think it's racist. I think it's just it's a political cartoon. They exaggerate
Yeah.
things. Like,
As someone with a big nose, I'm sensitive about the characters of...
Accept your big nose. I have a big nose.
I've come to accept it, but I would be hurt if someone... I don't care how many koalas I killed. I don't want to be drawn like this.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. She's apparently pretty awful, and I didn't realize that we had such a strong contingent of Australian listeners.
We said
So-
Gladys Berejiklian, and the comments went off. They were like, "She's corrupt."
Gladys Berejiklian, she's awful. Oh, guys, she's not good. She's a koala killer. She's a koala killer, don't you know? God. I can't really do. I love Australians, man. They're the best.
You
I
do
know
love
at least
Australians.
4. I know at least 5 of them.
AC/DC.
No, shout out to Asher and Ayla and Annie. You know who you guys are.
Okay,
I
big
don't-
shout out to
Asher's my old roommate and my good friend. He's a sweet boy. So, yeah, she's corrupt. She hates the government or hates the
who,
environment.
your friend Annie?
No, Gladys.
Oh, Gladys.
Gladys. So
no friend of the show.
no
Glad
friend of the
birthday
show.
boy.
Anyway, we should we bring out that special guest, man, to
think we
just
should.
dive right into it?
I'm curious who it is.
All right, should we do a little bit of an old TV, an old SNL intro?
Can you do it?
Yeah. Here we go. It's Trillionaire Mindset
Woo! Yeah!
featuring Emil DeRosa,
Oh shit! I can't believe it.
Ben Kahn,
Fuck that guy.
Thanks. Musical guest, Tiny Meat Gang. They're not really going to be the musical guest today. We don't have a musical guest. And now the host. Is that what he said?
Yeah, I
Anyway.
guess he would be the host.
Noel Miller.
Yeah.
Here he is.
I bring gifts.
He's
Oh
got
my
a
God,
can
you
of
got
liquid
gifts.
death
I got a can.
and a
I
gift.
got gifts. I appreciate. This is fucked up.
I love
You
gifts.
guys are as tall as me sitting down.
No, but these are tall chairs.
Yeah. Well, I got a gift for you both. Just to keep it in the theme.
I see a lids
Oh, I
bag.
think I
It's
know
gonna
what
be
you
a
got.
hat. It better be XL for me.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if they're XL, but
You got the same font and everything. TMP, Trillionaire Mindset Podcast, Episode 4, featuring Noel Miller.
yeah, just had to
Oh yeah.
be consistent.
It barely fits on my giant, my giant noggin.
You look like Logan Roy when he puts a hat on, kind of.
I do, but I don't have a beard.
I was thinking more Greg.
Greg? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, did you see that season premiere?
Of course.
God, he really ratcheted up the
Yeah.
okay.
The memeage is
The meme. Yeah, go ahead.
He just said the memes are pretty good. The memeage is actually.
That's pretty good. Oh boy, are you comfortable?
Yeah, I was gonna adjust my chair a little bit. I was more thinking about a Kendall Roy line I could feed you.
Kendall. Oh yeah,
Greg, tell me, am I the fucking man or what?
That's
Am I
pretty good.
Am I the fucking man or what?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's on full manic mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really
He
is.
just stuck a knife in his dad's
Oh,
back.
me-
He's
Let me lift this.
I'm kind of manic today myself. Had some coffee.
I'm just gonna hit the mic a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
we got him.
We're comfortable.
We're here. This
Yeah,
is me.
boy. This is a really nice.
Yeah,
This
it's
is pretty good.
I feel like we're watching a baseball game.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, we do kind of look like the ESPN panels where
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
watching fucking football or something.
We're all wearing blue.
Yeah.
So
that
we'd
was
be
not
covering the
intended.
Dodgers.
No.
Yeah. Go Dodgers.
Oh God, excuse me.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks for
excited.
being
Thanks
on.
for coming.
I'm excited to talk money.
You're
Hello?
our very first guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was that?
I don't know. I hung up too fast.
Oh,
God.
Yeah.
Well, probably telemarketers.
Yeah, they had-
Everybody gets those damn telemarketers.
They're definitely breathing.
Yeah.
I heard they went. There's a quick. Hell.
Is this Noel Miller? Can I have I don't know. Okay. So
Anyway, there's a lot of shit that happened, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of things
Oh,
we
a lot of
talked
shit.
about.
Oh, baby, there's so much. Well, the first thing was Apple launched these new MacBooks. Who cares, right?
I kind of care. I kind of want it.
Why?
Yeah, I do too.
You know why?
They seem
Because
fast.
I
That's
felt
true.
I was so pissed when they put the virtual taskbar thing on the top of
Oh,
the keyboard,
yeah.
and I'm so glad they got rid of it.
They got
Yeah.
rid of it.
Yeah.
They reintroduced the MagSafe connector.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so that if you
Hell
trip
yeah.
over your thing, it just pulls right out and doesn't drag your
I'm
computer
in.
down. I like that.
So genius to just create FOMO with $3,000 products.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's a complete waste of money. I don't do anything. I just like that it syncs up to my phone. I can have iMessages, but I'll gladly pay the $3.
The iMessage syncing doesn't work for me. And it
Why?
also is so buggy. I will be saying something to someone this is me on my laptop,
saying something.
and I'll click send, and it will have sent to a different person.
Whoa.
And that's happened a few times. And that is dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you could be saying something to your mom that was meant for someone else.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your brother.
Oh.
Those are the only
Okay.
people who you text.
They were the
Your
only
mom and
people
your
I
brother.
text. Like, did you see mom? She looks like garbage, man. And then mom, oh no, sorry, mom. I don't know. I don't say any of that kind of stuff to my mom.
They also launched the new AirPods, which kind of sucks for me. I got AirPods for my birthday and
Oh man.
old edition now.
Wait,
I'm walking around.
did you already take them out and use them and whatnot?
Yeah, my birthday was 2 months ago. You think I've just been sitting on them?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you'd like to wait. I don't know.
Wait. Just keep them like a pair of sneakers. Just save them for a special day.
When I bought my AirPods, I didn't use them for like a month.
Why? You just liked them in the
What?
box?
I just was like, oh, I guess I should get some AirPods.
And then you didn't use
And then
it
I
for a
didn't,
month?
well, because the corded ones didn't work anymore. And I was like, I'll get some, but I didn't have to use them at all. I mean, I took them out of the box, but I didn't actually use them
Wow.
and subject them to my waxy residue for so long.
Oh yeah, mine are a mess. I don't clean my ears, so it's like,
Yeah, it looks like burnt tires.
yeah, people ask to borrow, and I'm like, you shouldn't do that.
Who's asking to borrow AirPods? That's so sick.
It just, if someone has to make a call or something, and we're in a noisy place,
Put it on speakerphone.
Yeah. I think you got to double down.
Yeah.
I'll let people use my AirPods. Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Public. Today's sponsor is Public.com, an investing app where you can buy and sell stocks, crypto, and more.
Oh man, I love Public. It's, you know what I like about it the most?
That we're verified.
That first of all, we're verified on there.
Yeah, follow
but
us on Public.
We like that it's social. It makes investing a social experience.
yeah.
You can follow other investors and share ideas. It really is the best place to invest. You can follow other users' portfolios, including people like us. You can track our portfolios. Cody Coe's on there, Phil DeFranco, Emma Chamberlain, Graham Stephan, and thousands more.
The app is free and there are no commissions on standard trades.
No commissions.
Wait, check this thing out, man. I've been watching this thing all day. It's got crazy stuff on here. Public doesn't sell your trades or information to market makers like other investment apps.
Nuh-uh, not like the others. You'll get a free stock worth up to $70 when you go to public.com. I know, $70. When you go to public.com/trill and create an account. So get started today. Once again, make sure you go to public.com/trill to get a free stock. There's a link in the description.
Check it out.
Click that button, baby. Did you guys know how much money
No.
AirPods pull in? We got a little bit of a chart pulled up here.
Let's see it.
They make more money than Adobe, Uber, Nvidia, AMD, Spotify, Square, Twitter, Shopify, Snapchat.
Jesus.
They according to this chart, I don't know how accurate this is because I know that Apple doesn't exactly.
No, it's
But
Stats
they don't-
Panda. You can trust Stats Panda.
Stats Panda is a legitimate source, but I know that they don't divulge just where their revenue has broken down, like how
Right.
they used to say how many iPhones they sold, but they stopped doing that. I really shouldn't eat before I go on here.
Yeah,
'cause
my
I'm gonna
boy
be
housed.
I'm gonna
a
be
fucking
burping.
Yeah. What'd you eat?
some avocado confit,
Wow.
which just means like lettuce tossed in there.
yeah.
Isn't that what confit means?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Like duck confit is.
Yeah. Anyway, there was prosciutto, there was some egg, and
Sounds like a trillionaire breakfast.
it was
wa- it
honestly
was.
it was quite luxurious. It cost 20 whole
Yeah.
freaking U.S. American dollars, man. Jeez Louise. Have you seen inflation? And I'm not talking about the stuff that you blow up a balloon with, okay, pal? Or a tire. I'm talking about
Yeah,
money.
this supply chain problem knows no bounds.
Man,
Yeah.
this hat gives me all sorts of power. I can. This is what it's like wearing hats.
Yeah.
This is the
gotta
first
wear a
time
hat.
Ben's had a hat on, everybody.
I'm more laughing at the fact that assuming this is more or less true,
It's somewhat accurate.
AirPods make more money than Post Malone, Lil Wayne, Adele. Like every major artist is like sweating it out, trying to make creative, engaging music, and Apple is like, yeah,
Got
the
headphones.
shit
We
that
got
people
headphones.
listen to that on makes more money than all that dumb fucking art you make.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
It was a good idea. They're like, we're going to stop giving people free headphones with the iPhone. We're going to make them buy these wireless ones.
yeah.
That are so easy to fall out of your ear. You
Yeah.
lose one, you might as
Oh,
well
man.
scrap them both. Can you buy individual ones?
No,
Really?
I don't think so.
Oh man,
I said that with so much confidence, I don't even know.
they probably.
I thought you had tried it. It seemed like you tried.
That's how I
No.
delivered it, huh? Nah.
I once saw a pair of them. I saw a pair of them in the little box thing, the little cigarette box,
Yeah.
like on the ground in the subway in New York. And part of my brain, my scarcity brain, goes, "Ooh, must take,
Yeah.
like free." But then I was like,
Could be a trap.
"Ugh, it could be a trap.
Yeah.
Could be a turd in those things. You never know."
Less likely.
That'd be a very like precise shit.
There's a lot of there's
Really
8 billion
small
people.
shit.
Yeah.
There is room for a lot of weirdos to get messy out there.
Especially
In
on
New
a New
York?
York
Yeah.
City subway.
Yeah, especially if you're spiteful, hateful.
Bro.
You want to get revenge on society, you smear a little poop inside
There's
of an
all
AirPod
those
case.
people nowadays.
Yeah. The poop smears.
So, I got a bit of a. Speaking of AirPods, oh baby, I got a story for you guys.
Yeah, tell the folks this story because
You want to hear a story about AirPods?
I want to hear the AirPods story.
It's a magical story that involves being horny and buying AirPods.
People are really finding out you're a little freak.
So I'm not a little freak, but
he's a big freak.
I'm a huge 6'3" freak. So there was this woman that I went on a date with a while ago. I don't even know, over a year ago. And we just went on one date.
How was the date?
It was fine. We went to a couple locations. We ended up downtown at this, whatever bar is the highest bar on that new skyscraper downtown.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. It was fun.
You sound like you're telling it to a cop interrogating you.
Yeah.
We went to a couple locations.
I swear.
It was
I had two drinks. I had a beer and a shot, and that's it.
The hat made me feel like he's like a location scout or something. Like, yeah, we went to a few spots. Yeah, like they're working on.
Good.
Yeah, like you're working on a show. But anyway,
so we ended up going back to my place, and we hooked up, and that was that. I didn't get to go on a second date with her because I had some scheduling things, and I kept apologizing to her for that, and she got annoyed with me apologizing. She was like, "Shut up."
She
Stop
said, "Shut
saying
up?"
sorry and just go on the second date. And I was like, sorry, I can't go. And then she was like, you know what, dude, just I'm not interested. And I was like, all right, that's fair enough. And we didn't talk to each other.
oh my God, that's so funny.
And then sometime later, months and months pass by, and she pops up on like my Explore page or something.
Yeah.
And I see, and I'm like, oh, I remember this girl. She was really attractive. So I look at her story. She texts me within like 10 minutes and goes, stop looking at my story. And I was like,
Did you say sorry?
no, I didn't. I made sure this time. I said, give me a break. You popped up on my thing. I looked. You're attractive. What do you want? Like, come on.
Right.
And then she was like, okay. We're talking back and forth a little bit. And I was like, so should we, you want to go on that second date? How about it? And she goes, I don't know. You're going to have to do something to earn it. And I was like, then I'm like, all right, shoot, girl. What? She said, buy me AirPods. And I said, okay. And at this point, I still didn't own them for myself. So I didn't know, like, I thought there was just one. So I was like, yeah, so just the one kind? And she goes, no, the pros. And I'm like, oh, so there's a 2-tier situation here. Those sound like the more expensive ones. They're like $300. So I go on. I asked her for her address. She's like, you're not really going to do this, are you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You better believe it. I'm going to buy you these AirPods, girl. Queen. Because I'm a provider. And
Did you buy them?
yes, I bought them. I asked for her address. I go on Amazon. Beep, boop, beep. I put in my billing stuff and her shipping address. I send her a screenshot, and I said, they're going to be coming your way. She was like in New York or something. She was going to be coming back to LA. I'm like, they'll be there when you get back. She was like, I don't know. She said thank you or whatever. And then you know,
Kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
it was,
thank you
It
or
was
whatever.
more. It was more. I mean, we weren't like sexting or anything, but she was like, you know, it was even though it wasn't sexting, it was a sexy kind of little exchange. It was a weird thing. And then
Yeah, you're her little pay pig.
Yeah. Little
I am a pay pig.
Your little
This is the first and only time this has ever happened.
little fin dom.
Does that
What? Does
get
that
you
what?
going at all?
No, but
Yeah.
but it kind of did. It was,
Right.
to be honest, it was kind of a, you know,
to get financially dominated?
yeah, a little bit.
You can be my pay pig if you want.
What do you want, baby? You want some new Patagonia
Yeah,
slides or
yeah.
something?
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Not
you-
slides, but
You know you can be a pay pig for 2 people. Buy me something.
Yeah, what do you want?
Fucking AirPods?
The new AirPods?
Yeah.
The Pro or the regular?
Both.
yeah, I'm actually working with an old model if you want to upgrade me.
Well, so then I came to my senses. And I immediately texted a friend of mine, and I told him what happened. I was like, buddy, I told him the whole situation, and then I topped it off with, and so I just bought her AirPod Pros. And he goes, buddy, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Cancel that order now. And I
Yeah.
said, I can do that? He goes, yeah, you just placed it. You can cancel it. So I'm like laughing. I go on to Amazon and I just click cancel. I'm laughing because I know exactly what's going to happen, which is what happened. Never heard from the girl again. And the last I checked, she had like blocked me on Instagram.
Perfect. That was great though, because
It's a story now.
yeah,
She never got those AirPods.
but that's where the $3 billion comes from.
From horny dudes buying. I'm sure some of their revenue comes from.
Yeah.
Oh, sending them to OnlyFans people.
Yeah, probably.
Or just like
Amazon wish lists. Isn't that a thing that
Yeah.
some people have?
there's that. Do you know how easy of a thing that is? Like, FaceTime me. I can't.
I don't have an iPhone.
I don't have AirPods. Mine broke, and my roommates are gonna hear. And it's like, oh, you don't have AirPods? No.
No.
What's your address? What are
I
you
have
doing? Why? I'm gonna get you Oh my God! Stop! And then they get the AirPods and then blocked.
Have you ever seen 90 Day Fiance?
Yeah.
It's like full of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's these poor schlubs who are like, this girl lives in Brazil. She doesn't speak English, but she loves me. And I send her $5,000 a month. And she's going to marry me.
They don't get
like-
married on the show?
No.
Some of them do. They don't get
Oh,
married on
sorry.
the show, but
Sorry, I said no because I was thinking of a dude who sent $40K to a girlfriend in Russia, and then he found out it was like a farming system where it's just like dudes being girls online.
Wait,
Just-
this was on the
no.
show?
yeah, more or less.
that
Like
poor guy.
he found out that she wasn't real.
Oh, I thought this was like a show on TLC where everyone's like,
Yeah,
It is.
It is, but
I thought it was like a vetted, like sweet show. They get together.
Most
Sometimes.
of them are, yeah.
yeah.
Jesus.
But there are some where it's like,
Even the producers aren't sure. They're like, oh, so this is who you've
Whoa.
been talking to.
yeah. That one's super sad because the dude works in a nail salon and he just like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he works his ass off,
Oh,
like,
no.
it doesn't make
Yeah.
crazy wages and he's just
He's in his 40s.
sending that money.
And he loves his job too, and the customers really love him. That's what's heartbreaking is all these guys, guys and girls are very sweet and they're just lovelorn.
Yeah.
They just like everyone, they just want to be loved.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, totally brutal, man. Anyway, don't send anybody AirPods.
Or $40,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Start with AirPods. Feel it out.
You're gonna have a bunch of dudes listening to this, and their girlfriends gonna be like, "Babe, I don't want to be, but for Christmas, I would love a pair of AirPods." And be like, "Nope, I'm listening to TMP.
No,
I've seen this.
Nope, I've seen how this goes down. No AirPods for you."
if you got to block me, you got to block me. That's what I understand. But no, get a job in Grussel or whatever. Is Grussel the thing? Grind and hustle? Yeah.
Who made that up?
I don't know.
I think Ben
Gary
just
V.
did.
No, I didn't. I've seen it online.
Grussel?
What's this new bones, no bones thing?
Oh, with
Have
that
you
seen this?
That dog?
It's a dog?
Yeah.
Man, it happens too fast.
Yeah.
Everything's too fast.
What,
Slow
memes?
down. Enjoy the moment,
Yeah.
please.
It's the internet, baby.
Well, what is it?
Some dog where it's like kind of sick and it's been that way for a while, and then the owner like holds it up on TikTok to see if it will stand or like fall down for the day.
What?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's sad.
I think it's hilarious.
I thought that it was... Of course you do. So it's like a Groundhog Day thing, but every day, and whether or not sick dog is going to stand?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. What's the dog's name?
Are people taking bets
Noodles.
on whether-
Noodles?
Yeah.
That's
So good.
so mean.
Genius.
Gotta-
Genius.
Noodles. Well, Noodles, you got it in your... It's today the day we're going to put you down? If your dog is that miserable that it
Yeah,
can't
put
stand
it
on
down.
its own, you got to put the dog to sleep, man.
I guess I don't, no.
But, well, he's got to capitalize first.
Yeah.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Emil's got the giggles. Is there something interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? Buddy, we've all been there. I mean, we all get sad sometimes.
Yeah.
And
not
you need
me
someone to
today,
talk about.
but
You
sometimes.
can't always have someone to talk to. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist.
You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional therapy done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy.
No, sir. No, you won't. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change therapists if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today, and so do we.
Visit BetterHelp.com/Trill. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, and join the over 2 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states.
Wow.
Special offer for Trillionaire Mindset listeners. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/Trill.
Wow. What a deal.
If you could, okay, here's some trillionaire mindset right here. If you could turn your grandma into a meme for the remaining 3 years of her life and make a couple mil, just holding her up and letting her fall on a futon. See?
No.
You laughed.
No,
you laughed.
I'm laughing
Well-
because I was going to ask, is she in on it? Is she like, yeah, okay, that sounds funny?
She doesn't care. She's like Noodle. She's kind of just like, I'm on my way
couldn't
out.
do that to my grandma.
My friend told me he's friends with someone with a famous Instagram dog, and the dog's old, and so she told him that the dog died and she had bankrolled content.
That's exactly, that's what, I believe that. There's
So-
this Japanese dog that I follow called like Toto or Totoro. It's this fat little puffball. I found out it died like a year ago.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
they're still posting every day. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I've been following a dead dog.
Yeah,
God.
it's kind of smart.
It
Kind
is
of the
very
trillionaire
smart.
mindset.
Yeah, it's kind of the trillionaire mindset. You have all that, like, think about how you can deal with all the trauma of that attachment, you have to the dog.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you can just convert that into a business model and like passion
Yeah.
and aggression in the market.
CPM.
Yeah. And you just heal by way of fucking t-shirts and plushie dolls.
Calendars.
Yeah, all that shit. That is so tough. Like just meeting that person for the first time, like, oh, I love your dog account. Oh yeah, he's fucking dead. What?
Chicken is dead?
Oh yeah, been dead.
For how long?
Like 12 months now or something.
How did he die?
He just, the standing thing, he just didn't do that.
He just didn't stand up one day?
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it was. But we're like killing it on Shopify right now. We're doing $20K a month in revenue.
Anyway, can I get a photo? Well, I don't know why you would want a photo with the owner. I remember I used to joke about, or not me. Well, I did. I partook in it. But a friend of mine, every so often would try to start a rumor that Grumpy Cat, when Grumpy Cat was still alive, got killed via crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, is this the thing, or am I
Wait, that was a lie? I'm joking.
I think he's in Scotland too. It's just like R.I.P. Grumpy Cat got killed by a crossbow.
It's so good.
I don't know. To
Would
me,
he
that was hilarious.
Photoshop pictures, or would he just?
No, I would
start
just
the
say
rumor?
it, and then I would retweet it. You got to amplify that, man.
Well, I have to, okay, before we move on, I just have to say, think about the people watching Noodles and think about how, like, who are the fucking people that are, like, dialed into Noodles standing, you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain percentage of idiots that will do that will look at that video and be like, it stood today.
Some people might be taking bets on whether or not he's going to stand.
Oh, over, under?
Yeah.
See?
Buy some call options
See?
on that, man.
See?
Dude.
Let this be a lesson to everyone. Anything can be monetized.
That's
okay?
exactly right.
Anything. When rappers die, that's not the end. Hologram shows, posthumous albums, in the fucking dozens. Okay.
Ashes. You could sell their ashes in a little vial.
Spread them on Disney.
That'd be really smart. Why not?
That is disgusting, and I like your thinking.
Put it in a little pill. You could swallow it with some turmeric. So
When
at least it has anti-inflammatory properties.
Madonna's gonna fake her death so she can sell ashes from her body.
Why Madonna?
Because who cares about her
that's true.
anymore? Anyways,
What else we got?
let's talk about the
Earnings season, baby. Right?
There's so much money.
Well,
to
we
be
should
chatted.
Yeah.
about.
Well, we'll just quickly cover it. Netflix reported earnings this week. They knocked it out of the park. Tesla reported earnings. I think they beat on revenues, but then didn't beat on earnings per share. Who cares? It's at an all-time high.
Fuck him. I hate that it
Yeah.
does
I
well.
don't like Elon Musk for many reasons.
We're
No.
taking him down.
He shouldn't do well. Like the whole company's a fucking scam.
Tesla, Dogecoin.
Yeah.
That's why Elon Musk. 69.
The whole company is a scam. It drives me nuts. You know, he just had like a fucking major like lawsuit with Solar City.
Oh yeah, because he was accused of double dealing. Like,
Yeah.
basically bailing out his cousin or his brother.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the family, yeah.
We're gonna do a whole deep dive episode on him.
Yeah.
We have
God,
to.
what is his brother's name?
Elon Musk.
No, it's
Lenin.
It's he's a cowboy hat wearing guy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Dopey.
no.
McCree.
It's not coming.
McCree?
Yeah. You
No,
said cowboy hat.
Who the hell is McCree?
It's from a video game.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Oh, Kimball.
Kimball.
Look at him.
This looks like a player.
My brothers created Tesla. My brother bailed me out and wear this hat.
Yo, this dude he looks like he's gonna be a fucking outed as a pervert in 10 years.
Well, look,
I
you got
think
him right next
He
to
might have
Jeffrey
spent
Epstein.
some time with.
Oh
Jeffrey
shit! Yeah,
Epstein.
how did I completely look past that?
Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend dated Kimball Musk.
Uh-oh.
Jeffrey Epstein's. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well,
He's got it in his eyes, man. He got that
Yeah.
creep factor in
he's
his
got
eyeballs.
those chipmunk cheekbones that you just
Also, if
want
you
to
commit to wearing a cowboy hat all the time, can't trust him. Absolute creep.
Yeah.
This guy's a sicko.
Yeah, he's playing a character. IRL.
scammer guy.
Anyway,
So they reported stocks back at all-time highs. I read just today that now Elon Musk's net worth is bigger than Bill Gates and Warren Buffett combined.
Yeah,
good
Yeah.
for him.
So he should buy both of them
he
Yeah.
should.
because that's how it works.
Happy
Hey man,
for
I
him.
could buy you both.
It's wild. Do you know how many people were valued over 100 billion before the pandemic?
One,
One. Yeah, you
Jeff
know how many?
Bezos.
Yeah, you know how many people now?
9.
Okay, well, this is not a fun fact.
I guess. Is it 9?
It's like either 9 or 10.
Dang, man. And that doesn't even include like, the people that you don't know about, like
Who don't I know about?
freaking
Who don't I know
what's his
about?
name? The captain of Russia.
I know. I'm. People don't know I'm rich as hell. I call Bill Gates Billy. That's like,
Billy Boy.
yeah,
Billy G.
You guys are in cahoots?
yeah.
That's not really cahoots.
We're just buds.
Yeah, just boys, yeah. Who do you think? You're trying to think of
thinking
Russian
of-
oligarch?
Putin.
Oh.
Putin?
Yeah, he's
That's who
probably
you're trying
worth
to
a
pull?
ton of money, man.
Yeah,
Or
he's
like the guy who we killed,
I think this
Gaddafi.
I think this list might be Americans only.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, we also had WeWork IPOing and Vita Coco Water IPO'd.
Oh, what'd they come out at?
$15.
Where are they at now?
15 and change.
Mm.
And then WeWork is actually okay. It's at like 11 or $12. And then the other big news is Facebook wants to rebrand themselves
What a fucking
to reflect
sham.
their building of the metaverse. I don't want that. I don't think anybody wants that. You can't, buddy, back off. Like Mark Zuckerberg, go away. Just go home, man.
What's the new name gonna be?
I don't know.
Second Life?
Zuckerland.
Face fuck. Face it.
Get face fucked.
Okay, really, what would, serious question. No cursing.
No cursing.
No
No funny-
Cumland.
Okay.
What do you think they're really going to name it?
Spacebook.
No.
Facebook?
Penis.
What does it stand for?
People entering into
We just found out he can't spell
intergalactic
penis.
places.
Yeah, you can't spell penis. It says PEI.
Oh shit.
People
entering-
entering new
Pains.
internet spaces.
Yeah, see?
People.
Penis.
Oh, that's it for today, guys. Oh man, that's pretty good. Penis.
Penis.
So that's what Facebook is going to be called, and honestly, people would still lap it up if they called it that.
Yeah, no. Okay, I do think this is worth having a serious conversation for at least 60 seconds about.
Sure.
I feel like he's going to try to do some like Ready Player One shit. He's going to try to come up with some brand name or whoever.
He's going to
not
dye his
him.
hair purple.
Maybe. I just think it's actually going to be some scary, weird thing where the branding, because that's the thing. He has so much money that I feel like he'll be able to hire someone who because marketing people have no shame.
None.
Kind of like defense lawyers. There's going to be a marketing dude who walks in and is like, I will turn this company around. They'll make a movie about it in 10 years and like people will be like, oh my God, it's so amazing, this story. But really it's fucking evil. And the branding is going to be super dope. And we're all going to be forced to go, that's kind of a good name. It's going to be fucked up. The name is going to be dope. And we're going to be like, dang, that's
We're all going to be walking around augmented reality.
Yeah, all that.
Ooh, augment.
That's what it's going to be called.
Facebook presents.
But it's going to be
Augment.
spelled all fucked up.
Yeah. OG meant.
OGMYNT. Augment.
Man. So yeah, some company out there is getting paid millions of dollars just to sit around and go twirling pencils. What do you guys think about? I don't know. Webby.
Yeah.
And they're like, take out the vowels and we're in.
WBBY.
And they're like, well, now it's just web.
Oculus is a cool name. The thing that they.
But they bought that.
Yeah, true.
But it.
Do you have an Oculus?
I do. I had a first one. I was going to get a second one, and then I got the Valve Index. Yeah, I mean, AR is definitely where it's going to be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because putting on a whole headset is it's so involved for the big-headed like me. And the glasses wearing, it can be...
Apple's got their own.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know when it's coming out, but...
You see me burping over here? Is that what you're laughing
Yeah,
at?
we can't let you stop off anymore.
I'm just doing silent burps, man. I told you when I eat, I inhale a ton of air and I have to expel it from one place or another.
What are they like? Apple Glass? No way.
Is it called Apple Glass?
What a spit on Google.
Good for them.
Wait,
Yeah.
is it just glasses or is it a full
No, it's
headset?
like a full, it looks like a VR headset. But anyway.
I wonder if it'll look cool. I mean, Johnny Ive doesn't work there anymore. Their big designer guy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick break to thank the sponsor of today's episode, Masterworks. The power law dictates that 1% of the world's population holds 50% of the wealth.
Those greedy jerks!
You're telling me, pal. And they're only getting richer, thanks to the rise of consumer tech during the global health crisis. How much richer?
How much?
A staggering $3.9 trillion.
That's too much money.
according to Business Insider.
Huh.
But what about the rest of us?
You know, most people don't even realize that with the right moves, you too can become a millionaire. Yes, you too.
Amazing.
And it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. The best part, getting started is a lot easier than you think.
Love that.
So what are millionaires doing that you might not be? Well, I'll tell you, bub. They allocate 30% on average to alternatives like contemporary art. You heard of the Mona Lisa? Huh? You heard of David or Michelangelo?
Who are
Yeah,
those
that's art, baby. And it makes sense. Contemporary art prices outperformed the S&P 500 by 174% from 1995 to 2020. Thanks to Masterworks.io, Silicon Valley's newest $1 billion unicorn.
You can finally access this unexpected and potentially lucrative asset class.
Ooh.
Early investors already saw a 32% annualized return from Banksy sales.
That's that guy.
It's the guy. With equity valuations at all-time highs and inflation rising at the highest rates since 2008,
Have you seen the price of lumber?
I've seen it. It's never been a better time to start diversifying with alternatives.
You know, we even partnered with them so you could skip their wait list. You just go to masterworks.io/trill to skip the wait list. You get right to the front of the line. And that's masterworks.io/trill. See important disclosures at masterworks.io/disclaimer.
From what I've seen, it looks like the first step into like how anime kids want to dress. Like it's like, have you ever seen those things on Instagram where?
Oh, everyone's wearing the like old school Oakleys?
No, it's like it's like this fantasy where people are like bionic, where they wear like machinery and like
Oh yeah.
Steampunk?
not steampunk. It's like the next version of that.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it like looks like the step into that. The images I had seen, I don't know if this is them, but I remember like the color palettes being really dope and the people's outfits looking really sick. And it's like, dude,
Oh, those.
these are going to be dope as fuck.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, I feel like Facebook will create some weird, like the fact that they're doing the Ray-Bans thing, like they're all angling on, 5 years from now.
I'm just waiting for some girl to ask me to buy it for her. Just
We're right here, buddy.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
But,
you don't have to wait for a girl.
I want girls to,
You're sexist, dude.
no.
Um,
Crypto corner. Oh yeah, crypto corner.
Oh yeah,
Our very first crypto segment.
I wanted you to explain this.
What?
We're we touched on ETFs a little bit last week,
Yeah.
but there's some big news with the Bitcoin ETF.
Bitcoin ETF launched.
I'm sure people want to hear
Bito,
about this.
BITO.
Bito.
Bito. So I guess the first thing is we got to talk about what an ETF is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, explain an ETF.
ETF, do you know what it stands for?
Exchange Traded Fund.
Yeah.
everyone trusting finance.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, it's sort of.
An ETF is an exchange-traded fund. It's a fund that trades on an exchange.
Wow.
Like the NASDAQ, like the New York Stock Exchange, like the American Stock Exchange. And it basically turns things into a stock that otherwise wouldn't be a stock, like commodities, like indices. Like, for example, the S&P 500, you don't buy it directly. You buy the ETF for the S&P.
Right.
You can buy gold, but you can also buy like the gold ETF. You can buy like the oil ETF. There's ETFs for everything. It's just it tracks an underlying asset.
Yeah.
Like gold, like commodities.
I'm thinking of GLD, right? That's
yeah,
like one of the big
GLD, that's
ones.
the gold one.
Yeah.
And there's also like the leveraged one. They get really clever with the names.
Yeah.
Nugget, NUGT
Yeah.
is and then the one that bets against gold is dust.
Yeah.
Like gold dust, like you're just getting pulverized.
Yeah.
Oil is gush.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, gush is one for oil. And drip, I think, is for
What was the one
when
that
it
was
goes down.
oil?
Boil was natural gas.
Yeah.
I love all the names that come up. I always want to trade Spider just because I like saying it.
Spider.
Isn't that? Yeah.
Yeah, SPY, the
yeah.
SPY.
Yeah.
You know, interesting fact about SPY is in the
Spider. What am I thinking of? I'm brain dead today.
No, that's what
but Spy. Yeah.
SPDR is like, I don't know why they
whatever.
call it that, but they in the prospectus, I don't know why, I can't remember why they did this, but they linked it to the lives of like 10 random people. Seriously.
Cool.
Can we Google real fast?
That's so weird.
Spy I don't know what you would say. Spy lives? Spy lives prospectus, maybe? It's an interesting story. And like everybody knew about it, but there was news stories that came out about it a couple of years ago.
They're rich people, right? They're not
No,
regular?
they're just random people.
What?
Yes. Like I think it's like, some of the bankers are like, we'll throw my cousin in the mix. And this kid was like 6 years old. And it's like, technically it's linked to their lives. So like, technically, if you were to somehow kidnap and kill all of them.
All right. Yeah.
Then it would, I think it would theoretically render the ETF worthless.
Oh.
So you could kill these people and it would like.
Go on.
Did you find anything, Luke? Did you put prospectus? Shoot. Or a spy ETF linked to random people, maybe?
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, ETF. So
the Bitcoin one launched, and it's not linked to Bitcoin itself.
I was going to say, what?
Linked to futures.
It's linked to Bitcoin futures, which is kind of a proxy. It's kind of similar. And Bitcoin futures trade sort of based on Bitcoin itself, but it's futures are basically options.
Yeah.
And they can fluctuate a little more or less. They can be higher or lower than the actual price of Bitcoin because you're basically betting on the future price of it, hence the name futures. So, yeah, I guess if you want exposure to Bitcoin and you don't want it, the benefit of it is if you want exposure to it without having to go through the rigmarole of opening an account on Coinbase and all that stuff. If you're an old person and you're not with the times and you don't know how to do it, you could just do that. It's also a means for shorting. If you are so inclined to short Bitcoin, you'd probably do it via the ETF instead. But
yeah, I don't. It feels like a weird way to get skin in the game.
Yeah, I don't like it. I wouldn't buy it just because I would rather just buy the dang thing outright.
Bitcoin people are stoked. It shot up.
Yeah, I
yeah.
was about to check Coinbase.
It made
It
it
almost
shoot up
hit its
to
all-time.
No, it
high.
did. It
It hit it?
It reached an all-time high, yeah.
Yeah.
And it brought Ethereum with it and a bunch of the other things.
Yeah.
Not so much as high, but still.
I love calculating what I would have had.
Oh, man. I had like 5 Bitcoins at one point.
5?
Yeah, but it was when it was like $1,000.
That would have been worth, what, 300 grand now?
It would have been worth, what's 5 times 6?
30.
Yeah, 300 something thousand dollars.
I just like literally have no reception in this exact spot. This is wild.
You know what really gets my goose
What gets your goose?
is I remember however many years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, this guy that I traded with sent me a message on Discord, and he said, "Hey man, I'm buying this thing." This is when Bitcoin was like $1,000.
Okay.
He said, "I'm buying this thing called Ethereum. It's $5." And I was like, "Cool, man. Good luck." I'd never heard of anything. All I knew was Bitcoin and Litecoin. He buys it, and then like 2 weeks later, he texts me again, and he says, "That Ethereum thing hit $75, and I cashed out." And I was like, "Oh, good for you, man. That's really cool." But I just thought, "Oh, it's done. I'm not, it shot from 5 to 75. There's no way I'm going to buy it now." Little did I know, little did anyone know that it would soon rocket to $4,100. That's where my experience as being a trader really bites me in the ass, because I'm used to penny stocks going from, a penny to 30 cents, and that being absolutely an outlier and just like impossible to happen again, let alone from $5 to $4,100, or Bitcoin from $20 to 60,000. It's like,
Yeah, I think it tagged 65K yesterday, something like that.
66,
yeah.
almost 66,600 bucks. Everybody was all pumped because it's like, hell yeah, the devil. We love the devil.
Yeah, it feels bad. Feels bad thinking about how I could have had $1 bajillion and wouldn't have to be on this damn podcast.
I'm sure that does
I
feel
know.
bad,
No, yeah.
but I'm glad it tanked.
I mean, we all have regrets, and then like
Everyone
Dogecoin-
does. Yeah.
Dogecoin, who would have thought? It's like everybody collectively knows that it's a total farce and it's a joke, and yet
I mean, that the dude who created Doge has such like a good commentary on crypto. Cody
really
brought this
did.
up. Yeah, but you know this one as well. But
remind me.
have you seen this?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
long thread of, I think it's like his only tweet or something.
Yeah.
About him getting out of crypto, because it's like,
Just a toxic.
yeah, and there's just a wealthy few who are manipulating it. Yeah, I don't have any skin in the game. I think if people want to get rich off it, go for it. It's definitely like, I mean, I just don't like when people pretend that it's going to be some futuristic currency that's going to save us, and they're like, the real freaks who are like, you don't understand, it's democratizing everything.
It's not.
Right. And like, I've never, I mean, I wanted to pull up the, Spike Lee commercial. I don't know if you guys ever seen that he like did this big commercial about crypto. It's like the new money. Everyone's getting in. There's like 7 million people unbanked, and like, this is the new way to do it. But I mean, it's not worth it to watch all 2 minutes.
What is
But
this a commercial for?
I think it was for when they were doing crypto ATMs, and he does this whole thing about how like old money is racist, and that's the thing, when crypto people talk about it, like, they make all these good points about like
The maximalists, as they
well,
call
there are
them.
tons of problems with current financial systems, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you're making good points, but then they don't really have a great explanation about how, and then they have this really
your
funny,
own-
they have to put this thing in there, do your own research, and very small, it says the risks of trading, or I can't even read
Digital
it.
The risk of trading or holding digital currency can be substantial, as the value can go up or down quickly and dramatically. You should carefully consider whether trading or holding digital currencies is the right financial decision.
Right. And so, I mean, they're talking about like anyone can buy into Bitcoin, like this is a way for unbanked people to get in, and it's like, this stuff is so volatile. You think getting people to use this as a checking account one day it's worth like 20% less, like.
Well, I think that the prevailing theory behind it is that eventually, when it reaches
All 21
critical
million.
mass, it'll kind of balance out. Is that it'll stabilize?
I think that's the hope, but I don't see how that's really going to work. I think it's like I hate this whole thing of like, just get into the NFT space and then ride that wave. And then, it's just another version of the rat race everyone plays now.
Yeah.
Like, okay, instead of going to work 40 hours at your job, spend 50 hours in Discords and reading weird white papers and, trying to figure out your next move. And
exhausting.
It's like,
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing, just to, I guess, not to talk about dicks the whole time, but
Go on.
about penis that I feel is really good. No,
People entering new internet spaces.
spaces.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. No, I think that's the one thing about investing that I don't feel enough people talk about is psychologically, like the act of investment. I hate that it's marketed and described as this thing that anyone can do. It's like, that's not true. Some people are not built for investment. Like the psychological appetite you have to have for ambiguity and uncertainty, risk, all that. Like you have to be very tolerant of all of those things. And so I think that's the shittiest part about it is, to me, all these people that push crypto, you're just pushing gambling, right? Like we all know that,
Right.
especially about the stock market.
You need more suckers to get in so you can keep pushing the price.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all one big sham. And the people who get rinsed are the people who find out too late and are the ones that are likely to get owned again. You know what I mean? So I hate,
And they're the ones who can least afford to lose anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're so focused on whatever, job they've got where, working at a nail salon, for example.
And you're seeing these things like go up and down with just like a series of tweets. And it's like, I don't know if that's the safest.
Ugh.
I mean, the part that I feel gets overlooked so much is when crypto like first started and like when I was getting into it, China had all these mining outfits, right? And they were big warehouses, and Vice did a bunch of documentaries on them. And they were farming Bitcoin in like the hundreds of thousands, and you had all these losers buying. So what these companies would do is they develop these ASIC miners, like they use ASIC chips. And once they developed a new chip that could go faster, they would sell all the hardware from the current factory on these like random ass websites. Mm-hmm. And they'd sell these miners for like absurd amounts of money, like $2,500 to $5,000. And this is back in 2012, 2011.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And dummies would buy those things
Thinking they're going to mine
with that. And it's just like you're buying their last year's model.
Mm-hmm.
And then once China started figuring out like they're getting like that natural exponential growth that you get in technology. And every time they put out a new miner, it's like the one you were buying was a piece of dog shit compared.
Can it mine anything, or is it just too slow?
It can mine anything, but it's just like the selling points of the speed and stuff is irrelevant because that's what you're competing with.
Right.
And then the major thing that I always felt was weird about crypto was it was always when Americans were sleeping, that's when the prices would drop the fuck off.
Right.
And
then
it's
you'd
like,
wake up and you'd be like, what the hell happened? I'm down 30%.
And so that's kind of like the baseline I have for crypto. So I think to your point about, seeing penny stocks and like you get poisoned with that, from seeing how I got burned on the first sort of boom, when this next round came, it's like, how could I even trust that
Same.
any of that shit would pan out?
Yeah.
And it's such a shitty thing because all it is like these people with money that can afford to lose it, and they're gaming the system, and they're like creating this artificial fucking wave. Like no one professing crypto has little money.
Right.
It's only Gary V, Grant Cardone,
Elon Musk.
Winklevoss brothers.
yeah, big ballers.
Yeah.
And it's like, how does anyone look at this shit and still donate their money to this fucking shit? Like, I have a little bit of skin in it, but I even hate that I have that much.
Yeah, me too. It's like I have to be in it, but it's this thing that is moving at such a rapid clip that it's like I got to try to understand. I feel like a bit like the guy buying the miner. I'm like, okay, I'm just now understanding this thing.
Yeah.
But now there's 100 other things coming behind it that I'm like, okay, so that one's like faster and better and cheaper, and so then how come this one is still like the Ethereum killer? Solana is like, why is that not? Why hasn't it killed Ethereum yet?
Right.
Why is Ethereum still going up? Why is Bitcoin still as prolific as it is when it's apparently
It's the worst one.
yeah.
That's why Emil's point about don't talk about it's going to be like this future currency that democratizes it. It doesn't do that.
Buy Bencoin.
Also, I mean, not to be a wet blanket, but it's horrible for the environment. It's funny that they're talking about this futuristic currency.
Yeah.
It'd be great if we had one that didn't accelerate our...
Bencoin, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's going to be green as hell.
It's going to be so green.
Did you see in New York Magazine the...
No, I don't read New York Magazine, Emil.
Well, so I don't know if you heard about the internet, but it's not like the old days where you had to get all these subscriptions and they come to your house if you wanted to read them, right?
Yeah.
So now they just pop up on your feed.
Right.
So if you're interested in it, you can read New York Magazine.
I wish I could buy the articles piecemeal though, and not just like, oh, you want
I can sell
you're
you.
out of free things. You got
Give me a little money, I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you accept Bencoin?
If it's green, I'll take it.
Okay. Sorry. Go on.
But the big short guys,
Mm-hmm.
we're all saying that it's a bubble.
Yeah,
And-
Michael Burry.
Yeah.
He thinks everything's a bubble,
I know.
man.
And it's funny because like all these, whenever you read any kind of anything that seems like a pretty legitimate argument against it, every Bitcoin person is like, well, of course they're bankers. They hate us. Like, of course. It's like a king saying democracy is bad.
Currency guys are so weird. I was at the Turkish bathhouse in New York City a couple years ago with Asher and the Australian. Hey, Asher. And he's not just the Australian. He's my friend. But we were in the Turkish bath together, and we're in one of the saunas just sitting there. There's like 8 of us in there. And we're talking about, I think we were talking about crypto or the Federal Reserve or something, just quietly to ourselves.
You guys,
and then this guy in the shadows, this huge guy with a ton of dreadlocks, just chimes in. The U.S. dollar was created because of the Federal Reserve in 1929, and it was always intended to be worthless.
1916.
He just started talking. Is it 1916?
I think so. Woodrow Wilson.
He just was one of those dollar guys.
Yeah.
Who it's a very specific type of guy.
Abolish Federal Reserve guys.
He just
them and Bitcoin people, man. Oh, we're all gonna get horrible comments on this thing. We're gonna get weird DMs. It's like they're like vaccine people. They both say do your own research. That's
yeah.
I get, because the first episode we touched on vaccine stuff a little bit, so I get like weird people telling me to do deep research.
Listen, I am neutral. Okay,
I
want to please everyone.
Talk to a doctor.
I don't think you should get the vaccine, but I do think you should get the vaccine.
I just want you to quit messaging me.
Yeah.
Also, where were you 6 months ago? I got the thing. I'm sitting on 2 watermelons down here. My balls blew up. Could have used you 6 months ago. I'm
lied.
just kidding. I don't want to get. I don't want there to be a idea that I'm anti-vax. So I'm going to show my crotch. Everything's fine. Get vax if you. I don't have 2 watermelons.
We had the thing for the SPY pulled up. The fate. This for those of you who are just listening. The Bloomberg article reads: the fate of the world's largest ETF is tied to 11 random millennials.
So wild.
The fate of the thanks to a quirk in the legal structure used to set up the Spider S&P 500 ETF trust known as the SPY, more than $250 billion rests on the longevity of 11 ordinary kids born between May 1990 and January 93. Oh boy, it's just a weird. SPY as we know it will cease to be on January 22nd, 2118,
Not
or
if we
20
short
years.
it first.
Not if we get them all on an airplane.
Not if the Earth fucking burns up.
It'll SPY is slated to like not exist anymore in basically almost 100 years, or 20 years, quote, after the death of the last survivor of the 11 persons, whichever occurs first.
That is insane.
And then the structure doesn't provide any sort of money for these people. It's just like, is that not the ultimate capitalist thing? Like,
yeah.
You guys, we're literally putting all these billions of assets, and they're tied to your lives, for which you receive nothing. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. Good day, sir.
Wow.
Charlie and Chocolate?
No.
Yeah. Anybody?
Willy Wonka, for sure.
So this person, Claire Mcgrath, was a lawyer in the options division of the Amex in the early 90s. She remembers a call going out for babies' names that could be used by the trust and volunteered her son Kevin and 2 nephews. She said, I had my son and they asked if I would mind if they used him. It's interesting because it's an arcane rule that trusts always have to deal with, but it's not a big deal. At the time when we were creating these things, we had no idea they would become as spectacular. So yeah, all these people out there, the value is legally tied to their lives.
Wow.
That'd make for a fun movie, right? The Big Short 2, where
Killing the spy kids?
Yeah, it's you get Christian Bale in there with that glass eye, just like, I think that these kids should be killed. I want to short the spy. Kill these kids. Is that him?
Yeah.
I think that it's overvalued. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's him anyway. The last big thing we wanted to touch on was huge news.
Oh, this is huge.
Absolutely
Just happened,
huge.
too.
Donald Trump
Can
has
we
a
check,
SPAC.
too?
Wait, sorry. Can I just throw a wrench in this huge announcement? I just have to say also, I don't like about, sorry, this is backing up 2 points, but I don't like about big crypto buffs is when they write people off as like, oh, you're living in the past, you need to get with the future, this and that. It's like, you say all that shit because you have the comfort of wealth right now. And for the people who've made like 10K, 20K, 50K off this shit. Of course, they have reason to be like, dude, this is the future.
Oh, right.
This is the future. But the funny part is if this thing fucking imploded, all these money guys, they're fine.
Oh, yeah.
And they go, yeah, well, gotta take risks, man. That's part of investment. And everyone else who gets fucking dogged out in that scenario, they're like, what?
And that's what happened during the multiple crypto boom and busts.
Yeah.
I'd like to see if Spike Lee got paid in old money or new money for that ad.
There's something, so that
I bet he took the old money.
that Peter Schiff guy, the gold bug.
Yeah.
I remember someone had a great tweet that was like, he trashes the dollar so much, trashes fiat currency so much, only raves about how gold is the only proper store of value. But then this person was like, Peter Schiff will gladly sell you his gold for dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody likes dollars, man. They smell so good. Have you
Cash
ever
is king.
smelled money?
Yeah.
That stuff smells so good.
Anyway, TMTG.
TMTG, this is a SPAC. The symbol currently is DWAC. A SPAC, I don't know if you guys know.
I had to look it up.
It's a Special Purpose Acquisition Corporation. Basically, they're like, this is just totally off the top of my head. They're like shell corporations that have cash, and they are special purpose acquisition companies. They acquire companies, thus bringing them from private to public. So like Open Door was one, SoFi was one. There were so many over the last year that were private companies that then got pulled into the fold via these special purpose acquisition companies. And this one has partnered with the Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG.
These fuckers, they're trying to.
Oh man, it's
Get
so,
original.
It's
Get
insane.
original, man.
The stock has been trading, but nobody knew. Nobody knew. Basically, these companies just trade at around like $10 a share. That's like their default thing, and they have a set time. They're like 6 months. It's in their charters that like we will acquire this type of company. Usually it's in a certain genre, a tech company, a media company. And if we don't by this date, we will just we'll liquidate the thing and everybody gets their money back at like $10 a share, $9 a share. So this one had been trading. And since this was announced yesterday that their acquisition target is this Trump Media and Technology Group, the stock is up like 400% today.
Crazy.
The last we checked. Did you see it just
crazy.
now?
Yeah, it's still at like 350.
Oh my God, man. And
Ben told me
Emil,
not to buy.
yeah, Emil wanted to buy it at like $30 with $10. So you want to buy a third of a share.
Look,
Yeah.
I didn't want to give too much to the boy,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's currently, as of right now, it is, God, just days ago, it was at $10 and now it's at,
Emil just wanted to, take out of the collection plate a little bit.
I like diversifying a little
Listen,
bit. You told
man,
me to do that.
I get it. You got to diversify. You got to support the man.
Yeah, that thing was flatlined at $9.95.
And you
Jesus.
got to assume that like Trump, I'm sure that there were so many people in his inner circle that loaded the hell out of that stock and are now just like cashing out.
Yeah, this could have been my Bitcoin, and you pulled me off.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all right.
I'm sorry.
I'll get in on the
Generational
dip.
wealth could have been created.
I'll get on the dip.
But if you're listening to this, we highly recommend you watch this episode because we've got some of the investor deck for this thing pulled up. I got burps.
It's really
It's
beautiful.
pure gold. Wait, should we read the press release first? There was a press release that they issued, and
The SEC.
it's absolutely great. Yeah. So, shoot, can we zoom out a little?
Just try it without it.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Just fill in the
Yeah,
blanks.
you can.
You don't need the first letter of words.
The
You can figure
transaction
it out.
values Trump Media and Technology Group at an initial enterprise value of $870 million with a potential additional earnout of $825 million in additional shares, blah, blah, blah. The mission is to create a rival to the liberal media consortium and fight back against the big tech companies of Silicon Valley, which have used their unilateral power to silence opposing voices in America. TMTG will soon be launching a social network named Truth Social. Truth Social is now available for pre-order in the Apple App Store. Truth Social plans to bring... Guys, this episode is brought to you by Truth Social. Truth Social plans to bring its beta launch for invited guests in November 2021. A nationwide rollout is expected, blah, blah, blah. So then they got a quote from Trump himself saying, do you want to read it? Can you read that?
Me?
Do you have... I mean, I don't know if it's too
I created Truth Social and TMTG to stand up to the tyranny of big tech. We live in a world where the Taliban has a huge presence on Twitter. Yet your favorite American president, everyone's favorite, has been silenced. This is unacceptable. I'm excited to send out my first truth on Truth Social very soon. Oh, he's going to send...
So they're not called tweets, they're called
the
truths.
truths. It's funny because he's
Dang.
like, he's just going to write like, Hillary's a dog-faced bitch. And that's going to be like, and that's a truth.
And people are
Yeah.
going to be like, oh, snap, he did it.
Right,
He went
you can't
up.
silence him.
He...
So he's sending out his very first truth on Truth Social very soon. TMTG was founded with a mission to give a voice to all. I'm excited to soon begin sharing my thoughts on Truth Social and to fight back against big tech. Everyone asks me, why doesn't someone stand up to big tech? Well, we will be soon.
Dude, this is like,
It's insane.
I mean, it's insane because I'm trying to think of the dude's name. Balaji. He's like a MIT dude. He's like talking about how this is just going to also truth is like, they're just like, what kind of looks like Trump? What's the closest word to Trump that we can market the same? Fucking, he's talking about how, you know, we're clearly in this era of like a information Cold War.
Oh, man, absolutely.
You know, where this is just like the same way that now all your television media or like your entertainment media is so fragmented and like you choose which platform sort of like speaks to you. This is it now. And I think, yeah, this has been going on for a minute, right? Like the dudes who made Gab and whatever, but
Parlor.
yeah, but to see it like this, where now it's just sort
It's
of
another level.
sort of like commonplace now, where it's like, okay, it's clear that there's a certain type of person that agrees with these ideals, and they should just use this app. I don't know.
Yeah, this feels more dangerous. I'm like
Why,
like,
you scared of the truth, dude?
No, I'm like one of the, you know, parents in high school who are like, they let you have parties at their house. They're like, I'd rather it be here. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, let's get these guys on Twitter. I want to know what they're doing. I want to keep an eye on them. I'd rather they be doing
I'd
it
rather just they
out in the open.
be crazy. We're all crazy in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
So my friend downloaded Parlor just to see what it was like. He said it was just everyone like going nuts, dropping
Yeah.
N-bombs, doing...
Yeah, to be expected.
Speaking of money, we want to get around to asking you some money questions, man.
Yeah, sure.
Some of your investments.
Yeah.
What do you feel like touching on? What some of your
you know,
because you hold some stock in LD here.
LD, yeah, I do have. I've dabbled in the VC a little bit. I have like a small investment in Liquid Death. I have a small one in Lolly, and then I have one in Moment House. I've really just gone into the things that I think make sense. I think like Liquid Death, they're doing interesting things as far as, like plastic is not recyclable. You know, the fucking the Plymouth Prowler was made out of aluminum, and that was a cool idea. You remember that?
I remember the Plymouth Prowler. It
Yeah.
was kind of the cooler cousin to the PT Cruiser.
Yeah. And it was like, but the special thing about it was made from aluminum.
I didn't know that.
Something like, or maybe it was a joke. I don't know. I was fucking like 9 when that car came out. So someone could have been fucking with me.
So a guy in my neighborhood had one.
Yeah.
And I always thought, dang, there goes Joe Black's dad. He's cool. He sells jacuzzis.
That's why you drove that Plymouth Prowler.
Yeah.
Where I was going with that was, I think the idea of, trying to create something that's sustainable is a good idea. So
And Lolly is what? It's
like kind of like
well, could you tell me if I'm getting it right here?
yeah.
Lolly is an app where you make purchases online and it siphons off like the extra change
Yes. Yeah.
to crypto.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's your own little tip jar.
Yeah, and I like them because I think I actually, most people don't know this, but I actually, I used to work for someone who was trying to disrupt the payment space. That's why I got so animated about Stripe. And I learned a lot about how the payment industry is so archaic. It's so gridlocked by all these like big credit card companies and all these big payment processing companies. And so, when all these people are talking about like using crypto and stuff as like a payment method, I'm like, I don't believe it, because these companies that own all the ways to do that, they're using software from like fucking 1980.
Wow.
So the likelihood of them upgrading or committing to a new system to enable people to shop with crypto or any of that, there's no way, because they won't even spend the money to bring their stuff current. So why would they do it for crypto?
Right.
Unless it's bringing them tons of money. But even then, it makes tons of money. They're not going to move off that. So I think Lolly is probably the most interesting way to get, I guess, regular people some skin in the game on crypto, because if there was a way to get them to do that, it's probably this way.
In a passive way.
In a passive way, but it's also a way that's like when you're, as far as like an industry thing, it is a very smart workaround. So they're not asking the payment industry to make any grave changes. They're just like putting something on top that they can run themselves, and people can engage crypto in this passive manner.
Right.
So I think it's an interesting way to get people using crypto. So if it explodes, I'll get my money back, I guess.
And what's the worst investment you're currently involved in?
Mindset.
No. This is one of my favorite investments, honestly.
What?
Yeah, I mean, worst, probably on my like motorsport habit. That shit just does not make any money.
Would you consider that more of a hobby than an
it's
investment?
definitely money, but you are investing like money. Like,
sure. Hobbies are investments.
Yeah.
They're investments in yourself.
Yeah. They have, I guess, would that be intrinsic value? Not really.
Sort of.
Because
you were saying yourself that the best investment you can make
is sometimes, is yourself.
yourself.
That's my biggest thing with investment is I'm not someone who, like, it doesn't really speak to me. So, I'm definitely one of these dudes that, like, I look at how I engaged Bitcoin when it first happened, and it's like, yeah, it makes sense that I wouldn't chase it any further than I did, because, I'm not the type of person that, like, if you burn me, that's it. Like, I don't want to have to keep trying to figure you out. And so that's why some ways investment, I just don't pay attention to it, because I don't actually think I'm someone who's like made for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just invest in I think things that will make me, I don't know, sharper or more apt to do the things I do well. So yeah, I tend to invest in those things. Like, karting makes me relaxed and it costs me money, but it's an outlet for me, and that'll help me be funnier, I guess, and give me good ideas. So yeah, I do think what's interesting is with starting like the TMG network and even doing some of my content on my own is now I'm really seeing just how expensive it is to go beyond like your office. Like I think there is this layer of criticism that big Hollywood has, and even like some performers have in Hollywood, like, oh, you're like, it's always like, oh, you're a YouTuber, or oh, you're an influencer. It's like, yeah, it's nice that you say that when you're kind of backed by a big network, like doing some show or something. But I think as far as investments go, you want to talk about bad investments, like find that link, like this fucking game show I've made, that shit bleeds money. I didn't profit even a little bit from the first one. Like, I'm so down on that one. And this next version I'm doing, I'm definitely going to be negative on that too. And
I hope you do a winners only version.
Yeah.
I won one of those.
Yeah, you did.
And it was great, and it was really fun.
Yeah, we have to have Emil on, because Emil's a winner always in my heart, and I would love to see him challenge you.
Chicken out about getting shocked.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I might. I don't know.
But yeah, I think I guess I'm being a little bit all over the place here, but something I've found with, as if you want to talk about investments, is I have found that putting money into art like that or projects like that don't necessarily pay me back, they have given me a shit ton of knowledge. And from doing that stuff, I feel that's what's actually helped TMG like execute on this vision of creating a network and creating shows and stuff that are engaging and fun to watch. And a lot of this experience has come from me like kind of burning cash on these things that went nowhere. Like that music video I did during the pandemic that like an eighth of my audience watched cost me like it's like $70K.
Damn. Yeah.
And it's wild how little $70K gets you.
Yeah. No kidding.
But like what I learned from that was just so much in terms of production. So I will say that, I think maybe it helps. I say this because I think it might help younger people to understand that like investment is always talked about in this very one-to-one relationship where you put money in and money comes back. And I think it's not talked about enough that it's not always monetary. Like you kind of have to invest time or energy or years into crafts and experiences and stuff. And that's why the best stand-ups, you don't really hear about great stand-ups until they're in their 30s, because they have to live a ton of life until all that stage experience plus life experience comes together and makes something good. So I don't know.
Yeah, the best investments you make are the ones that, there's an old adage, I'm getting it wrong, but it's like, buy what you know.
Yeah.
And hopefully you know yourself.
Yeah.
And there's investments cover a broad range of things. Traveling is an investment. It's an investment in yourself and your life experience that then informs the decisions that you make, the relationships that you cultivate, and all of that.
Yeah.
So they don't necessarily have to yield
money.
Some kind of
it
return.
also sounds like that those production investments have yielded a return, though. I mean, just getting to be a part of the live show a little bit, it seems like you guys, it was like impressive to watch. You guys,
oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
are like a machine. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's it. You talk about like informing decisions and stuff. I think something else as far as investments go that is really overlooked is you hear this a lot. It's like it's about who you know, but I think people frame that as like who you know that can like help you level up as far as they either run a big company or they have some bit of wealth and they can pull you into that. It's not really about that. I think it's more about, as I've invested in these projects solo, I've met different people, and I've met this, like our main DP, like cinematographer, Nima, like kid is so talented. And by meeting him, knowing that he's like, we gel, and then like building a relationship with him, and it carries all the way down, and to the point that when we do a show on the ship, like the people we bring on, it's like I know the gaffer, I know the grip, I know everyone, and I know that they all do their jobs really well, and it's from working with them over so many jobs that then it creates that like cohesion and that experience where you guys jump in and it's like, it feels like this machine because we've invested so much time together making a bunch of bullshit, and they've seen me fail at stuff, but they've been there with me for those and when it's good. So yeah,
I mean that's a great point too. I don't like some of the, when I came to LA, I got so bogged down. It's like, it's such a networky town, right? And everyone, and it just feels like you need to meet. And that's the thing. People feel like they need to meet someone who's going to help them out. And someone told me, they were like, don't worry about all that. Don't worry about like getting in with this right person. Like, LA has all these creative people. Meet people you like, and you like their sense of humor, and you like the stuff they're creating. Yeah. And as soon as I started focusing on that, like, everything got way better for me. Like, I started the show and everyone started coming. I started making all these friends. Me and Ben became very close. We made like a little fun cartoon, and now we're doing this. And that was the best advice I could have ever gotten, of like, don't worry about, like, stop looking at those people over there doing stuff. Yeah. Meet people you like and vibe with, and do cool stuff with them. Yeah. I mean, it's so major because you can't, especially like in terms of creative work, you're not going to be able to do anything creative if like the people around you aren't good, and you're not, it seems so like corny and like fucking like healing crystal convo, but it's like the vibe, it's just true though. The vibe has to be good. And you can push your way into like a situation that seems good. You're like, okay, I finally locked down this job. Like you get your, but if you're not like gelling with those people, it's not going to last long. It's not going to go anywhere. No. You're going to feel alienated in your own project. And it's just, Yeah. So, I guess you want to talk about, going deeper on investments. I'm working with a YouTube channel. I don't want to announce it yet, but that show I had hot laps for the interview show, like a fucking... If you haven't seen it, somehow I took a late night desk, I turned it into a car. So I'm working with a really popular YouTube channel that does automotive content, and they, when I came up with that idea, I'm like, I just need to do a pilot because there will be someone who will see this and go, that's fucking nuts. We want a piece of that. Yeah. And I just kind of like put that out there, and I like stayed true to that. And I would I've built like 2 decks for it. I would give it to my agent. I would say, send it to this person. I've had, unscripted TV interviews with like, experienced executives in Hollywood that were like, this sounds kind of interesting, like not fully getting it.
But you're a YouTuber?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, okay, get the hell out of my office.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. He's like, get out. I have to go to the TMTG investor meeting right now over Zoom.
It's new media.
We've got a TMTG Plus show we're really excited about.
So
Trump laps.
they hit me up, and it was really cool because they, I'm texting with one of their guys, and he's like, yeah, we'd love to come see it. And at this point, the car is in my garage, and they fucking just came to my house, and they just start like looking under it, and it felt like this really like cool moment where I felt like two people were like, we believe in this enough that we're just going to drive to your house and rip up, the interior and look at the components. And it's been like a 6-7 month process, but it seems like we're going to start the new build next week.
Cool.
And
Amazing.
Yeah, so the plan is to make the car like 8 times faster. And
whoa.
Yeah, and like this past year I've spent like driving, like I'm really going to put that, like, my goal is like for the show is it's partially going to make people like shit their pants to be in this like crazy looking car.
Yes.
With like all these like these custom parts, and it's going to be like a custom race car.
Yeah.
And then putting this interview segment on top is like what I'm keen on. So, I
got to do a part where you pretend like you've lost control and you feign panic. Like, the brakes. And get their reaction.
Yeah, we could that'd be easy to do, just cuz I think a scary thing about a weird thing about driving fast that I'm only just really starting to understand now is like the whole concept of trusting the rubber is what they say, like trusting the grip. And trusting the grip is like when you put the car under so much load that you just have to believe that when you corner, it's going to bite the pavement. It's this very, like, the phrase they use is driving on the limit. And that's where you feel like the car is like that close to just like spilling. And so when you put people, like, for me, when I drive on the limit, it's really scary, but it's fucking awesome. And so I know it would create that sensation. Like if I'm driving on the limit and as we're going up to the thing, that's another thing I'm excited for is to wear helmets. Cause then
it's serious then.
They can't see what I'm doing. It's like I could be dead focused, like animating my voice, like, oh my God, we're gonna crash. And then, bite my lips and, put it into the fucking
Jesus.
Yeah. And so, I want to freak. This is probably not a good way to market the show, but I want to freak people the fuck out. My dream is if I could get like John Hamm on there or some like really A-list celebrity. And they're like, oh, yeah, I like cars. Fucking Matt LeBlanc or something. He's like, whoa, this is a cool car, man. And then you just make him shit bricks for 10 minutes.
That'd be really fun.
I like that you said A-list celebrity and you went with Matt LeBlanc.
I don't know.
A-list? He's still A-list?
He likes cars, so I don't know.
He's got a cool YouTube thing going with cars. One last question with this. Yeah. What's the fastest you've ever gone?
Carts get up there. They go about like 70. But I guess I say that's the fastest because being that low to the ground, it feels like 120.
Oh, sure.
But I think, I've done 100 here and there in like just some random ass road. Yeah. But yeah, I don't trust like consumer cars past 80.
When I was 16 and got my license, I had a 1990 Toyota Camry.
Fuck yeah.
And I floored it on the freeway one time and I got it up to 100. I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
How did I not die?
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
It's so terrifying to think about. Don't speed. Seriously. Like I met a guy at some party recently who works for like the LA, the transportation safety board equivalent or something. And he said the number one cause of death and accidents is speeding. Yeah. Like that's it. That's what kills you.
Yeah.
That's what I keep in mind on my scooter too. If I'm going like 50, I'm like, I should slow down.
Yeah.
There's a reason why there's a speed limit. It's to keep you alive.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess to end it on a morbid note, it's really funny when I see people speeding in like older cars like that. I'm like, bro, you don't realize like at 90, like all it's going to take is like, a 3-4 inch change in the fucking concrete and that car is going to up. And then you have those old ass tires you haven't replaced and who knows how long. And then they won't grip. And then that's when you're in the wall. Like,
but can you imagine the adrenaline?
It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a thrill.
So yeah,
you wouldn't feel a thing.
Damn, we didn't even get to talk about my journey as a stockbroker. But
you want to touch on it real fast?
I mean,
so you worked for a bank. You were an investment banker or an aspiring investment banker at one point.
Yeah. So I guess to briefly tell it. So I had dropped out of college and I went like upside down on 2 credit cards on like a ton of film gear because I had like this manic moment where I'm like, I'm going to start a production company. And, you know, I didn't know it takes probably like 10 years to do that. I thought I was going to do it in 6 months. But to my credit, I had did a few jobs over the internet for like ads. They were just kind of like blind submissions. And I made, you know, with the help of some friends, we made like 10 G's, like right away. You know, at that time that was like, whoa, that's, you know, fucking crazy because we were just 3 idiots from like a nowhere town. So that's what like motivated my decision to do that. And so then when I realized like getting other people to buy your work is just like, I would try to do that. I'd try like outbound, like hitting up random like businesses and shit. And just those hangups were just like, oh. And so I'm like, okay, I got to get a job. So I go work for a bank that is, it's all over the phone because it was created, I think, as a debt repayment instrument. So the parent bank, I think, owed money to like America or something. So they created
just the country.
Yeah, America. Yeah, whatever. I'm just being vague because whatever. But I believe that they owed some type of money, like I think to the U.S. government. It was like, so they created this American-based bank institution where they basically got a bunch of old people to open up savings accounts. And then they would, for years, their whole thing was like, you should put it in CDs or we have the best savings rate. And they would pay like a couple points when no one was paying any points. So they were just farming all that interest to like pay down their debt.
Interesting.
Yeah. So then when I came into the company, they were introducing checking accounts because I think they knew that they had planned a merger with another bank that had like traditional like checking accounts and all that. And so they were priming all the customers to be integrated into that bank. So when I came in, I was like part of a certain group of hirees that was like, okay, now we're going to sell checking accounts. And like, I would just be on a phone all day, like talking to old people or the inverse, people who sold themselves a dream of saving, and you would look at their transactions and they're just taking money out all the time. And so I would basically, I was the devil. I would get them to open up checking accounts and under the guise of like, oh, you can access your money faster instead of waiting like the 3 business days for it to transfer to your main bank. And that was like my boiler room fucking era of existence. And so the company went under and after the merger, they laid us all off. But like the weeks leading up to the layoff, I was training to be a mortgage loan originator. And then
Thrilling.
Yeah. Well,
buddy, have you seen these APRs?
yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm glad you didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No offense to anybody who's a mortgage loan.
No, I'm
Just
glad I
not
didn't
for
either.
us.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't either. But at that point, I was so like, it's so crazy how when you're fucking below broke, like what you will do to get out of there. And at that point, they had another peripheral company with stockbrokers. So I was like, okay, maybe I could get over there and be commission based and I could figure out how to do that and I can get out of this fucking hellhole that I'm in. And it was just like, I look back at it and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Like, I was thinking about all these financial opportunities where it was either that or I was going to go into real estate or anything where I could sell the biggest, most fucked up thing so I could get a fat commission check and like change my life. That's what it was all about for me.
You were what, like 20, early 20s?
Yeah.
Sounds like an early 20s move, man.
Yeah.
Just how can I get that big check?
Yeah.
I was in that same boat. I think we can all identify a little bit with that, can't we?
It's funny because we were talking about the crypto guys and their, but it's just hearing about traditional finances.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It feels so antiquated.
Yeah,
now.
it does. Yeah, it is.
You should have started your own altcoin.
Yeah, that would have been way smarter.
Mortgage coin.
Yeah.
Mortgage coin. Buy your house with a mortgage coin.
Fuck the banking system. If you want a house, you can have a house now. Let's get you over leveraged times 10. No underwriters, no
credit score, no problem.
I mean, there's no shame in it though. I mean, it's like you're talking about getting out of dead broke. It's not only getting out of dead broke, like financial security is very scarce and like, people do a lot of things to not to get even a taste of it. So
yeah. I guess I say I was the devil because like I felt I had done that, and then before that, I worked at T-Mobile, and like the shit I would do to sell things at T-Mobile was like, oh, I feel so bad about it.
I mean, you were a cog in the machine, man.
Yeah. I mean, they were definitely like encouraging that shit.
Yeah.
But,
It doesn't sound like what you were doing was all that predatory. It was just that, you had to kind of grease the wheels a bit.
Yeah, totally.
That's understandable.
I'm a sensitive guy, so
Yeah.
I feel for those things.
No, I'm sure it didn't feel good, but I can empathize.
Yeah, but when I was able to like pay rent, it felt really good.
Great
Pay off
feeling.
those credit card loans.
Great feeling.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of I don't know.
Well, we're grateful that you're here now.
Yeah, thanks.
The entire audience is grateful that you're here now. Leave a comment in the comments.
Sorry for the.
Tell Noel.
You're not built for that. Like
for what?
The sale. Leave a comment.
Yeah,
I'm built for sales, but it's stuff that I care about.
Oh, you don't care about
Yeah,
comments?
I don't care about
that?
mortgages. No, but I leave a comment in the comments.
Oh.
And tell Noel just how much you appreciate him and how glad you are that he's not a mortgage loan originator. And
Yeah.
is instead,
no, I'm very happy to be here doing this, saying I'm not doing that. That much I'm very thankful
would
for.
you say that you are blessed?
I don't know if I believe in all that, but like I definitely feel blessed by the universe, and I feel very lucky. Yeah.
No, you don't know if you believe in that, man?
I don't know.
All right, yeah, I don't know either. I'm quite agnostic too.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you believe in?
Oh yeah. I mean, I just don't think about it. It's
So
like,
for the next hour, we're gonna cover
No.
God,
but yeah,
DMT.
anyone who's like sure about it, I'm just like, that's
Yeah.
how
Can you be so sure? Well, it's called belief, my friend. You believe.
true.
It's called.
And I believe that we've just about reached the end.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drag this out.
No.
No.
What are you talking about, pal? We're all in this together.
You okay?
I don't know what's going on
Got a
here.
handful.
Listen, it's the coffee. It's the water. I have to pee so bad.
So do I.
Man,
You
yeah.
do? Do you want to race to the bathroom?
It's gonna be really funny if all the jokes about the TMTG shit going off when like right-wing people clip us all out wearing blue, and they're gonna be like, "Look at these fucking liberal
Look,
idiots."
these DNC shills.
That guy's got glasses. Don't like him.
All right, everyone.
Au revoir.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me on, guys.
Thanks for being on.
Oh
No,
yeah. Thanks
anytime.
for being on.
Anytime, yeah.
If anybody wants to buy this hat, $10,000.
Yeah, a bit.
Crypto.
But if you have Ben coin, it's only 20,000.
Yeah.
And if you
'cause-
want to get the pair, it's 30,000. To get the pair is really
Yeah.
rare.
Yeah, 30,000 old money.
Look at this
Old
thing.
money.
It's
We
an
don't
extra
take any
large.
money.
All right,
Anyway,
everyone. Have a
thanks,
good
guys.
day.
So long.
Go out there and be trillionaires.